morning, good morning. Morning, Mike. How's it going? Oh, Chairman. Let's see here. This. You just jumped up, said you're ready for breakfast. Okay, we got to get your dish. Just a second here. You want your breakfast, don't you? You couldn't even wait till I had one cup of coffee. Couldn't even let me have one cup of coffee before you demand your breakfast. I'd say that's pretty rude of Fajita, not even let me enjoy one cup of coffee before I get her breakfast. What do you think I am, your servant? Oh yeah, I know you have to have your turkey broth too with your dry cereal, you spoiled little brat. Boy, is she spoiled or what? Okay. Yeah, I can only carry so many things at one time. Okay. Now I can sit down and attempt to enjoy my cup of coffee while she eats her breakfast and goes potty. Let's see here. Living the dream. Yeah, and that's a freaking nightmare, isn't it, Mike? Actually, that new circular sawmill, Morning Moose, that new circular sawmill, I don't. I'm not going to make it up there. I was hoping to get up there this week. I might get up there a little bit later this week. I got some tractor work for a guy that I got to get done. That's up close to that vicinity first. But with the fire season, I haven't been able to go get it or do anything with it for quite some time. There was a forest fire up there right close to it, and they completely locked us out of the woods from going on in that area. They just opened it on up, and so I'm going to be going up there and start working on getting it out soon. Let's see here. First thing he does is talk about you. Yes. Sounds like somebody we know. I hope you kept a copy. Yeah, there was fires. The sawmill, it didn't reach the property where I was at, where my sawmill. It was within a quarter of a mile, but it didn't get to her place. Um, it was real close, but it was scary for there for a bit. But yeah, I plan on going on up today. Let's see, what's today? Tuesday? No, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm planning on going on up doing the tractor work for that one guy. He's got about 12 dump truckloads of dirt that he had brought on in, and he wants me to level it on out before the rain hits, the hard rains and stuff, where it just all gets packed down and it's unmanageable. And then it's only like about 2 miles up the mountain from there to where the sawmill is at. So after I get that down, like Thursday, I'll start working on getting the sawmill out of there. Yeah, nobody died up in the fire. Nobody got hurt in that fire. Everything went fine that way. Good morning, Philly. Yeah, it wasn't that big of a fire. They managed to keep it under 600 acres. That one. I mean, we've had a couple other fires, but they were 30 miles away. That were quite a bit bigger. But that was the one that I was worried about because of my sawmill up there. But even though they got the fire under control relatively soon, they haven't let me go on in there to go retrieve the mill. No working up in that area at all. Matter of fact, the only people that was permitted was people that were living up there, and they weren't permitted to have company. But I am looking forward to getting that down here. But I have a feeling a lot of it. I don't know if I'm going to be getting it set up right away or not. I haven't decided because I got so. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it, but I'm way behind on things that I need to be doing. Supposed to be done organizing the shop tomorrow. Yeah. Did you get all moved into your trailer? I mean, are you? Is everything done in the trailer now? Brad, shut up. Oh, my sinuses. Good morning, Linda. I'm still trying to kind of wake up. I slept in till about 4:30 this morning. Said anyone can talk and chat, but nobody blocked. So I talked, and then I got kicked out. Funny. Oh, I imagine who that. I can imagine who that was. I didn't know he was live this morning. He's so mistreated and abused. He was still talking about you. He'll never stop. Him and Mrs. P. You already licked your dish clean, girl. He definitely exposes himself. Oh. Hell, looks like everybody's over enjoying that channel live chat. Maybe I ought to check it on out. Let me see here. He's got a larger crowd than me. He's got a larger crowd than me. He's got 3 people over there. Good for him. Let's see here. Just to get my jollies, yeah. I didn't even know he was live, but that's okay. You ready to go inside, girl? Okay. You can go back inside. You're cold out here with your short hair. I got to turn my coffee down. Coffee is percolated and done. Shake that thing. You got the turkeys all processed yesterday. And then yesterday afternoon, I started burning burning, yeah. Cooking the bones on down, but making the broth. And I let them slow simmer for a long time with a pressure cooker, but I don't think I had enough heat going on in it. Because I checked this morning, And the bones still aren't at that consistency that I like. I like to, the bones to get down where they crunch up really good. Because fajita stir fry, I like chewing on the chicken bones. And I cook them down so they can easily eat them. And then I give them to them as treats. And they love that. And then the broth I use for either for soups or I add to the dog food. But it wasn't done, so I had to turn it back on. I'm going to let it cook for a few more hours today. But yeah, they love those chicken bones. Cook them down to where they crumble fairly easy. And then you set them on out and let them air dry. Uh-oh, you got drainage and erosion issues? The first few years, there's always something comes up with that. It took, on this place here, Mike, it took me about 5 years before I had all that set into play where everything was going good. Where I didn't have that problem anymore. And then when I had John move up here, I was living on the property with his excavator. He kept on altering the drainage system that I would get. Then it started flooding out my driveway again, and I'd have to fix it back until I would knock it off, and he'd get a wild butt here. Every year I kept on fighting that, till finally I just plugged up his system back to because what he kept on trying to do was not working. It would send the water right down the driveway, which would wash the gravel all down. Yeah, we should. No, are you doing it as you're doing it as water runoff. You're not trying to make it go into French drains or anything, other than maybe right around your house, possibly, or your shop. Removing the grass and the brush. So, are you having problems with your French drains that you put in, or did you put in some French drains? Okay, along the driveway. Yeah, and that's the part that I had a problem with mine, where it wouldn't wash down the driveway. So I have a couple of shallow river bars type of deal. I put some river bars that go across the driveway to catch the water so it wouldn't run down the driveway and it runs it off over to the ditch. I have that well, I have two or three of those. Oh, well, I have two of them on one driveway and three on the other. And then on each one of those, where those shallow, those river bars that catches the water, diverts it out to the side of the road. Then I have an escape dropping it down over the. It goes into the pipe, then drops it down over an embankment. Usually riff rock, twin stone to stabilize and redirect the culvert. Yeah, yeah. Getting the driveway. It took me like I don't remember if it was 3 years or 5 years to where I finally got that under. I kept every year I'd have to work on it more. You see, like in every year it was a little bit different until finally, I had all the different ways because the water comes out of the ground even here, and it's not even predictable where the water is necessarily going to come out of the ground from year to year. So that was the part that I had to battle with. I mean, if it had been consistent, it wouldn't have been no big deal. But each year it comes out depending where the water's coming from up on the mountain. It comes down different paths through underground and then releases out on our property here. When it rains, it pours. Yeah, I know I know the kind of rains that they have there. We would have those kind of rains in Redding, California. I mean, it's a completely different climate. You guys get it more often than what we did, but in Redding, California, we didn't get light rains. When it rains there in Redding, California, we'd get uh, you know 1 to 2 inches an hour of rain. It'd rain hard, and then it would stop, and the sun would come on out. Yeah, well, there's always a little bit of fine tuning, or I wouldn't even call it fine tuning, just maintenance with it. Make sure that the side ditches in time. What I have to maintain now is the side ditches is growing up with grass and debris on in there. So, and the follies clog up down on in there. So I constantly got to kind of clean those now. I didn't have that problem for a long time until it took several years for it to start growing up the grass in there. Well, it's not washing any of your rock away, is it? When you put it down on the driveway, it's not washing any of the rock away, is it? Well, I don't weed it. I don't mind the grass being on in there. I let the grass grow up there. I just have to make sure that I go through there periodically, and any branches and stuff that clog up the system. It's the leaves and stuff. Everything will wash through unless there's branches that fall in the way and that starts collecting all the weeds. That's the only thing I have to just run down through there and make sure it's open. Once you put the rock down, it stays. Okay, yeah, that's the part I had a problem with it. It gets to running so fast down our driveway that it washes the rock away. But if you're putting it in the ground where it's running the water into the ground, that'd be harder. Every time I come across one of your short videos where you're narrating what's going on there, I get a kick. You're doing with all the voice stuff. It's like, it says this is his channel, but is it him? Once I put the rip wraps along the sides of the trench. Yeah. Well, I even have some the rip wraps that go down there. I made some of them into big wide swell, like 4 foot wide. I mean, loggers, they just put a big old heavy bar across it that's like a huge gigantic speed bump. But I dig mine on out, so it's not so drastic. You don't feel it as much when you hit it in the driveway. So mine are about 4 foot wide, where it dips down lower to catch the water, and then it bubbles slightly, humps up about 3 or 4 inches. So I got plenty of volume that it can catch based on width to get it off the side of the road. Yep. I totally understand, Mike. That's some of the stuff that hinders me back here. I never know when my daughter's going to come blurting on in. And when she comes in the house, she comes in like a hurricane. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. I love my daughter. How much longer until you can completely move into the trailer? I seen you got the bathroom done, which I'm sure that was the first thing must that had to go. It had to be done first of all. Yep. Hey, this Planet Moose that was on in here earlier, briefly, he's got a pretty cool sawmill. Now, he hasn't put no videos out on his yet, but I mean, not on YouTube he hasn't. I've seen his sawmill. He put it on Marco Polo. He's got one of those. He's got that Wood Miser. Uh, what is it, the 40 or 140 or something like that? It has this log turner and the whole 9 yards. He's the expensive ones. And he just got it for a little tiny hobby mill. There's Planet Moose. It's the 40. He just got it a couple of months ago, a month or so ago. Mike had the 35. Was it the 35 that you had, or the LT? I think you had the LT-15, and then you stepped it to a larger one at one point, if I remember right. Oh, you did have the LT-40 at one time? Okay. We didn't get to see you run the LT-40 much. I seen you when you had the LT. I think you had the LT-15 for a little bit. Then you had the LT-50. Oh, wow. Smoking is glamorous. You know, this friend of mine, he's got the the Woodland Mills. I mean, the HM-126 is what he's got. And his is 2 years newer than my Harbor Freight, and it looks like a better saw. Everything about it seems like it'd be a nicer saw. Now he's just got the HM-126, which is comparable to what I have, but it is so disappointing. He has had more problems with that than I've had with my Harbor Freight. And that really surprised me, the amount of problems that he's had with his Wood-Mizer. I mean, the Wood-Mizer has been very helpful all the way through. They've been very good to him. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to knock it on that aspect. I'm just saying that all the stuff that he's had to go through, the belts wearing out on him at a crazy rate, the centrifugal clutch going out on him, uh, all the different. He keeps on having little things just keep on going on him with it. As Jim 130 again, yeah. Airballs, Jim. Yeah, I think that when I get the circle sawmill going, it will be the best thing that I can do for my bandsaw mill. You know, because then it will easily cut the cants, cut everything easily into size. And once I have the cants cut down to size, then I cut the cants into the boards easily with the bandsaw mill, and I'll have very little waste. You have to be somewhat mechanical. It takes regular tweaking and recalibration. It's a $4,000 sawmill, not a $40,000 sawmill. Yeah, yeah. And his is it's kind of everything is constantly changing on it. I really I really do not like the tracking system that he has, the tracks that runs it. Okay, the carriage I think that they have is great and everything, but that track that he has is constantly having to adjust and tweak the tracks. If I keep on telling myself, you need to throw these tracks away and let us. I mean, for less than $1,000, I can build them really good quality tracks for it to run on. But I think they're, in my opinion, that those the tracks that it runs on is garbage. And if your foundation isn't good, then what can you expect? And it's probably not even Woodland Mill's fault on that. When he first assembled it, he didn't make sure that everything was tight. Was perfectly flat and straight when he tightened all those bolts all together. He put it all together, set it down on the ground, bolted it all tight together, assuming that everything was flat. Then when he got it put together, it looked like an ocean floor, just waving up and down. So that was, and then once you tighten torque those bolts on down, it's naturally going to always probably want to go back to the original spot where it was. Built using 6x6 beams instead on concrete, yeah. I just set mine on up. I ran some like railroad ties basically across the ground and wedged up to the frame that I got, and I don't ever have to adjust the tracks on it at all. The stone truck just arrived. You better get out there. I would like to redo my carriage one of these days. Make my carriage more reasonable, more that of the Woodland Mills, because that does seem a little bit more secure. I like the setup of that better. One of these days I'll start remodifying it, or I might even just build a whole different carriage and then just build everything on transition, move everything over, the motor and everything over from this carriage to the other one. It wouldn't be the deal that I don't like about my carriage right now, just to remodify it, just to work on it and make it reasonable more, is the post on it. One side's a 2-inch square tubing, the other side is a 2-inch round pipe, and attaching square tubing to round pipe and stuff. I'm not good at coping metal. Off to the dentist. Take care, Renda. Enjoy the dentist. Have fun there. Getting your new teeth. My wife's got her dentures, and they've been having a heck of a. She's been having a heck of a time with her dentures, getting them fit where she can even keep them on in her mouth long enough for them to get comfortable. Anybody that goes to the dentures, okay, I'm going to give my 2 cents on this. On dentures, for what it is, anybody that decides that they got to get dentures, okay, they can take a mold of your mouth before they even pull your teeth. And they say that it's going to be good if it's good. And the idea behind it is when they pull all the teeth and then they put the dentures in afterwards, right afterwards, the dentures act like a Band-Aid. That's the theory. So that's what my wife did. Um, the problem was when they pulled her teeth, she had more swelling, and the dentures would not fit. So she couldn't even use the dentures like a Band-Aid, like they were supposed to do for her. Second of all, the dentures were so far off after they pulled the teeth that they're just it's taken for them forever for them to get them to fit. And she's having a really difficult time. My biggest suggestion is don't let them take they make them pull the teeth and then wait 6 months. Wait till the swelling's all the way down before they make the dentures fit your gums. So now they have a lot closer start with those dentures. Need to move your sawmill this winter, hopefully set on a even more solid foundation and build a sawmill shed. That's what I've been hoping to been doing for a long time there, Mike. That's what my goal has been for a long time. This is like things are always constantly getting in the way. Good morning, Robert. I got out of my bed for this. Yeah, what's wrong with you, Robert? Go back to bed. For years, been saying it for years. Yep. Somebody kicked Brad off my panel. I'll be right back. With me this morning, I don't know what's flowing more, the bullshit or the mucus. They both have good flow this morning. Yeah, I'm in desperate need of getting the sawmill shack, and in some ways, I can't wait to get the sawmill going and the circular sawmill going. In other ways, I kind of regret committing to taking it because it's created a whole bunch of work that I really don't have time for. And I have to on that there. I have to build a sawmill shed over it. The circle sawmills, you have the half of it, the blade sticking up above and half of it down below. That means if when it's parked, when you got the sun beating down on it, that blade gets hot on top and underneath it's cold. And when they get to spinning, it, if you don't keep an even temperature on the whole blade, from what I understand, that the blade will never stand up. It will continue to wobble like a warped blade. So I got to get a shed built over it to where it won't ever be hit by the sun, as well as all the rust that you don't want going with this stuff. Woke up 3:30 this morning for about an hour. I finally went back to bed. I slept until about 4:30 this morning, Robert, and it felt good. On the other hand, with the circle sawmill, I've seen people running them just by themselves, but man, it's a pain. You really need a 2-man crew, at least a 2-man crew running a circle sawmill. You got to have somebody pulling tail on it. Some good coffee. It's not even 5:30. Well, barely 5:30 yet here, and you're all ready for a nap. I was just waiting for it to light to get on up. Big old egg and cheese sandwich. Put some habanero pepper on it, and then it'll be good. Yeah, the weather has been nice and cool here, Robert. It's been getting into the 70s, the low 70s, which is really nice. Today I gotta fire up the chainsaw, get some more wood in the woodshed. Yeah, the 90s is too warm for me. I mean, it's not horrible bad if I'm in the shade. It's survivable. Now you can't wear white. Yeah, I got a bunch of oak over there that I got to get split up and start moving that into the woodshed. And I still have a bunch from for earlier in the year where I was milling some logs. I got a bunch of riffs to cut up into firewood. Get that moved in the shed. And I need to do what I can with the tractor work, on getting the wood moved around here today, because tomorrow I'm taking it up on the mountain, and it's going to be up there until I get the sawmill all moved down here. Man, that 1 month where I had to babysit Fajita, I just had to sit right on her basically for about a month. That really put the damper on me getting things accomplished this year. And I'd already committed to building this guy's greenhouse this fall, so I got to do that too. His greenhouse that we're going to build is 24 or 25 feet wide by about 60 feet long. It'll be a wood frame with the panels, the greenhouse panels to go on it. And I just got to thinking, I better let him know that he needs to get some oils to treat that, because those greenhouses get a little bit humid on the inside of it. He's going to want to help something to protect that wood from rotting. Just let me get out there and bite them. Let me chase those kids off. Morning, Kim. How's Kim this morning? And how was your summer? Did you survive all the weather? Did you enjoy the hot tub? Kim, I would love to get myself some redwood and make myself a wooden hot tub, to not a jacuzzi, just make a hot tub. One of those wood tubs where you fill it up with water and get one of those stainless steel wood stoves that sits right down in the water that you can light a fire in there and that heats up the water. I'd love to do something like that. And I could do all of that except for those stainless wood stoves are pretty dang expensive. I've even thought about one of these days, probably the route that I'll probably go one of these days until I go down the river and I'll start collecting river stone and get one of those galvanized water troughs. So I'll build up a firebox about 2 foot, put a steel plate down over it, and then set that hot tub. Put the water trough on top of that so I can build a fire underneath it. It'd be like boiled lobster then. I just got clawfoot, a clawfoot tub. Just get a clawfoot tub and build fire under it. Yeah, it would take a lot longer to heat it on, and it could be done. But what I'm thinking, Tim, is the way I'm talking about doing it. I'd be able to direct the smoke, put a smokestack, a pipe going on up to direct the smoke well away, so you don't have the smoke going in your eyes, no matter what on in there. That's what I'm thinking with it going this route here. I could do the cloud tub. I've seen people do that. Yeah, no bubbles. Fart for bubbles. There you go. Just buy a hot tub. Yeah, my income, that's not going to happen, Kim. And the other deal, Kim, um, to maintain it with the chemicals and stuff. I had a hot tub. This way here, what I'm thinking was I'll be draining the water every time because water is free for me. Water is free, and a wood fire is free, so it's not that big of a deal to heat it up. A full size hot tub to try to heat the water up on something like that would take quite a bit longer. So I want something smaller that can heat up with fire. in an hour or two's time, make it comfortable to get into, but not have to have the expenses of maintaining it. I dump the water on out and put new water in each time because water is free here. Water is free, and the wood to heat the water was it's just some back work. But they do make some. They make a 3 foot. They make one that's what is it, a 3 by 7 or 8 foot, a galvanized tub. That's the one that I want to get, so where me and my wife could comfortably get on it, sit on it at one at each end. And the bubbles, I don't even care for the bubbles. I don't like the bubbles in a hot tub. I do like the jets, but and I won't have that. I won't have the jets. It'll just be a straight up hot tub. But what I would like to do after I get that done is I would like to build a hot house right next to it, so I could fill that up with cold water and have the sauna, have a sauna house right beside it, so I can go back and forth. I think that'd be kind of cool to have. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of the yellow zucchini, yellow crookneck. We've been getting a lot of that. Not as much as the zucchini, but we've been getting a lot of crookneck this year. I've actually took the pressure canning it up by the pints. I know that it gets too mushy, but I think this year that yellow crookneck that I can up by the pints, I'm going to just take the magic wand or whatever, and whiz that stuff on up and add it to my soups. There's something about the summer squash that does add a lot of good flavors to soups, and I don't care if it's a beef soup or vegetarian soup. I don't care what type of soup. It adds a good flavor to it. What do you do with your summer squash, Tim, to make use of it for winter use? Do you do anything with it? Like, do you ever make any zucchini relish or dehydrate any of it to put in soups or any of that stuff? Make zucchini bread. Eat what you want and give it away. Yeah, we did that for years. But I've taken here the last few years. I've taken to trying to. We still give quite a bit away, but I've taken to try to put some on up so I got stuff to make. Was my wife can make zucchini bread throughout the winter from time to time, or have some to add for soups. She makes zucchini bread to freeze, and we just go ahead and freeze the zucchini. We grate it on up, and then freeze it on a cookie sheet, and then shovel it in Ziploc bags, and she can pull that on out to make zucchini bread during the winter time. I don't like to. We don't like to do too much baking during the summer because it heats up the house. So we try to do less cooking inside, less baking and stuff, and save all the baking to have during the winter time when we need the heat in the house. Oh man, there's nothing better than pumpkin pie made from scratch, right from a fresh pumpkin out of the garden. Make a pumpkin pie out of that rather than the canned. The canned pumpkin pie, it's okay. I'll eat it, but man, fresh homemade pumpkin pie. Oh man, that's the bomb. I love homemade pumpkin pie. That's probably I'm if it's not my favorite pie, it's within the top three. Pumpkin bread is good, but I just love pumpkin pie. I would rather have zucchini bread and pumpkin pie. Have you ever tried making zucchini lasagna? Tim, if you haven't had zucchini lasagna, you got to try that sometime. Yo ho and a bottle of rum, it's a shanty life for me. Yep. Skip the bottle of rum anymore. Don't need that anymore. But the rest of it is so true. You really don't care for lasagna? Okay. I like lasagna. It's not a dish I want out every day, but Robert turned me on to those noodles and spaghetti and stuff. That's what's that? It's not the wheat noodles. And I tell you what, that stuff has made a huge difference, Robert, for me. There's something about the regular noodles that you buy at the store, the wheat noodles or whatever. They really do cause IBS. Whereas that other, I can't remember what that stuff's called, Robert. What is it called, Robert? Anyway, it doesn't. It's not as bad on the IBS. Yeah, I'm not a big pasta eater. We only have pasta maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Pasta made from chickpeas. Yeah, I think that was it, Robert. I don't know. We got some on in here. Whatever it's made from. We only do the pasta 2 or 3 times a month, but and that's enough. I was just thinking while I was sitting here, you know what? I might. We used to every once in a while we'll make enchiladas, but we don't roll the enchiladas. We just layer the tortillas, the corn tortillas, on in there with between the sauce and the cheese and then the burger and all the different stuff they build on up rather than roll them. I'm thinking I might, instead of using tortillas, I might try the same deal, but instead of using tortillas, I might try that with zucchini. That might be interesting to try anyway. Yeah, make vegetable soups while you can get everything fresh. You bet. But for the vegetable soups, though, seriously, Tim, we prefer picking the vegetables and blanch them and freeze them, and then use our tomato base, for the soup, and add the vegetables to it from the freezer. Can up the tomato base that we're making for the base of the soup, then add the frozen vegetables to it. That's how we prefer doing it. Just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Actually, I've been on here for an hour and a half. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. We'll catch y'all later. I might go live this evening. We'll see how that goes. Bye, y'all.